I just spent many hours cutting down literally thousands of trees in search of answers. It all began with a mighty axe and a simple purpose, and that was to force this lonesome idiot to work out so hard he maxed out all of his upgrades. To do this was actually pretty simple. We had to go, cut down a tree, throw it in a grinder, maybe repeat that process 10,000 times, then use the money from that to upgrade ourselves so we could do it again on a bigger scale. Eventually, we were throwing trees into the grinder from across the world. This is really addicting, really fun, and really, really strange. You won't really believe what happens at the end. A game about cutting down trees so we can get upgrades so we can cut down more trees? I'm ready to commit the next 72 hours of my life to doing this. Welcome to Lumberjacked. Thank you. I love a polite game. Your goal is to use your axe to chop down trees, collect the logs. Yeah, I feel like I already covered this. Bring them to the chipper to earn some coin. Once you've earned enough money, you'll be able to spend it to upgrade various stats to enhance your lumberjacking at the weight bench. There are multiple tiers of trees, each one increasing in value. To chop them down, you'll need to sharpen your axe. I can't read that fast. When you're ready, you need to venture deep into the forest and harvest 1,000 elder trees. Those are like the old growth trees in California that are 1,000,000 years old. That's a little better. Now we just gotta go swing this mighty axe at some trees. And it looks like the upgrades start at $8 each. We're pumping that iron for no reason at all. This is where we sharpen our axe, $250. Don't have that kind of money. There's definitely glowy things in the distance that I want. I think we have to chop our way to them, and we have a Stargate in case you want to leave. This tall fellow has just informed me of everything I already knew. Chop down trees. There's really honestly nothing I'd rather be doing with my time. So the tree automatically falls into my hands and R to toss. I actually find that really annoying. I need to press R. I don't really know why. This feels unnatural. Can I throw it from here? Oh, I can actually. How close? Okay, so it lights up when I'm able to. What about the stumps? Do we do anything with the stumps? We do. Okay, take a log. Throw a log. We've already got $4. Make it 5. Our carrying capacity is limited to 1. We have 0 out of 1,000 trees and 1 out of 10,000 regular trees. So the very first tree was worth $7 in total. I'm going to be smart and try and take care of the ones that are nice and close to the grinder thing. That way I can just run very quickly back and forth to throw them in. I should probably also sleep, that way you guys can see what I'm doing. My house is made for someone 8 times as big as I am. But hilarity aside, let's rest until morning. And then we can get to working out. We're going to upgrade our carrying capacity. I think that's the biggest bottleneck so far. Can you guess what happens next? Yeah, that's right. It's a whole lot of cutting trees down. Swing power could also be pretty good, but they don't really take that long to cut down. About 3 at a time. I think they're worth 50 cents each currently. So tossing those in, we already have enough for a new upgrade. Maybe going to take throw distance next. So we went from 5, I think, to 9. So we're going to go considerably further. Because it's starting to dawn on me just exactly how many trees there are out there in the world. They all need to be cut down. Why can I not hold a tree while chopping a log? What happened? Am I dead? Well, I made another $11, so we're going to go ahead and upgrade probably swing power. And we're clearly out of energy. I didn't realize we had energy. Not that that would have made a difference. We're always going to rest until morning. That way you guys can see. So I suppose that little green bar in the middle of my circle thing is my energy while we are smashing trees. I like how this guy's so strong he can carry like 8 logs on his shoulder while chopping down a tree and tossing them in from a mile away. Oh, I can grab the mushroom. I don't know what that did, but I've collected it. I suppose someone wants to eat those. There seems to be a lot of mushroom-themed things in this world. And I should maybe be on the lookout for rarer things. Like there's a sparkly bush over there. I assume that's something. Anything that looks different is going to grab my attention like a toddler. And there's obviously glowy things in the distance. Like that one seems somewhat far away, but that one seems like the other side of the mountain. So it's maybe going to take a while for us to get there. And I'm out of energy once again, but I do have $31. So I'm going to increase my carry capacity. And then I think he's earned a break. But now we can carry 7 at a time. So we're going to burn through our energy probably quicker than ever, but we're going to try and be really efficient. And efficiency is basically my middle name. I do get a fair amount of satisfaction from launching these things into there, especially when there's a whole bunch of them. But we're already out of energy again. I have spotted a loose mushroom that I can do something with. There's like a magic fly on the back of this place that I didn't notice before. I'm a fairy. I used to be the leader of many others who once filled this forest until the gnomes came in. They captured us all, bottled us up, shipped us off to who knows where. Yeah, I don't know either. I can still sense a few of my friends in the forest. Could you please go and find them for me? What's in it for me? I mean, I'm gonna cut down the forest if that helps. Before doing anything, we need a nap in our very square bed. And then I guess I do have $30 left over. I don't really need walk speed yet, but more stamina for sure because we ran out of that quickly. That actually made my green bar quite a bit bigger. And walk speed will actually start to play a factor because we have to walk a fair ways to get our wood. Maybe it'll be faster if every day we just swing at the trees until they all fall down, and then the next day we'll deliver all the logs. Because I assume it still takes energy to carry and deliver logs. Surprisingly, it does not. Cutting down the trees is a lot of energy. Carrying 8 tons on your shoulder, no problem at all. I got an achievement for earning 100 coins, which I assume means $100. I'm going to need to increase my toss distance as well. Why were you over there? Oh, I can buy an e-drink for $50. I'm not spending that much money on a drink. So next, throw distance is going from 5 to 9, so almost double. Swing power is also going up. And then we sleep. This game might be pretty big. I never really noticed there's like the heads up display at the top to show us how far we are from home. And like where other things are, obviously. Anyways, we have more swing power, so we are two-shotting these things. And the little gnome yesterday told me that once we encounter tougher trees, I'm going to need to sharpen my axe. Until then, we're just going to continue doing what we do best. Murdering wood. We can throw it all the way from here. We're going to be able to throw it like 4 miles pretty soon. That's fantastic. I kind of just want really far throw distance now. And a whole bunch of wood. That's going to look really funny. I think we're starting to encounter some of the stronger trees. Not to worry, the solution for that is just grinding. Okay, I'm going to turn my walk speed up a little bit because that is starting to annoy me. Max stamina also needs to go up. Then we're going to do sprint endurance also. Then we're going to start working over in this direction a little bit because we got to cut all these down anyway, so we just got to get them all. There seems to be a rock or something over there that might be a tent. We're going to go visit whatever this is.
We're going to unload our wood before getting there.
We really are able to get a lot of wood now. Okay, this mysterious feature appears to be a rock. It does absolutely nothing. Upgrades are getting expensive, but we're going to increase our throw distance from 9 to 15. I'm not entirely sure how far that is, but we should be able to throw actually all the way from here. So we don't even have to walk at all. Even like a ways into the trees now we're able to throw from. And that's good. I really appreciate the games where you can actually feel the upgrades. We can basically throw all the way from the level 2 trees, which is going to be very helpful for us. About 10 a.m. our day is already over. Just need to buy one little upgrade of carry capacity. We're going from 7 to 14. We've doubled our capacity. Apparently I can take whatever these things are. We took the Christmas lights off the bush. Alright, we're going to throw all of these in from way over here. That's never going to get old. I need to give this guy some performance enhancing drugs. He's just losing energy way too quick. Max stamina is going up by another 33%, which should mean an extra 33% money every day. It's also fun. I don't even need to look in the direction when we throw the wood in. I can just toss it from here, right over my shoulder. I can even actually do that while actively chopping. So by the end of this day, $113, we're going to spend that on swing power. We also want to walk about 10% faster. I think overall I want to head for the yellow light first. I assume it's the closest. Even with extra swing power, we can't take these down in one hit. That's going to get annoying. Found another Christmas light tree. One day that will make sense to us. I've just realized cutting in this direction, there appears to be like a wall or a mountain right behind these trees. So maybe we can't actually go very far in that direction. $133 today, which means we're just going to bed. I'm actually starting to get outside my throw zone again. So we need to take a few steps before we can launch those things. It's actually so annoying once I have to actually walk again to toss these in. But by the end of the day, we had $320. Oh, those give me energy back. They're energy bushes. So we're going to keep mowing down this forest for another day. So by the end of this day, we can sharpen our axe to get a better one, $250. And it does look mildly more like a normal axe. So the level 2 trees are about to die. Hopefully they're worth a lot more money, actually. Yeah, it feels like they are, based on nothing more than my feelings. But these ones are still close enough I can toss them in from here, so this is super quick and easy money. So after cutting down tier 2 trees, we have $440. So we're definitely upgrading throw distance from 15 to 23, and we're also going to do swing power. And walk speed is going to be important too, because we're starting to actually walk a long ways. So now as we cut down the tier 2 trees in the darkness of the morning, we should be able to toss them right in without having to walk anywhere at all. Makes me wonder how expensive the next axe upgrade is going to be, because these trees are worth a lot more, so it's maybe worth it to just walk straight in to find the big value trees. Like these ones are already so valuable that I don't want to go back and cut the rest of the plain boring ones, but I feel obligated to. If I don't, the voices in my head are not going to let that rest. but we're making like $500 a day. That's without eating the energy berries. So we're going to increase our throw distance again for $400. We'll take a little bit more sprint endurance. The yellow light is that way, so I'm going to head a little bit in that direction until I can't throw anymore. We're also hilariously blocked by some sort of mountain, so I'm going to have to work my way around this. But I can throw the wood all the way from here. And I found an energy bush way back here, so we're going to work our way back out. The next sharpening is going to cost 1,000. That's not actually that far away. I want more carry capacity, as strange as that sounds, and also more stamina. Because it's definitely not going to be a super long time before I need to start carrying these before I throw them again. Which is going to be annoying, but we'll get over it together. We're going to do a little bit of trauma bonding today. The next axe really won't be that hard to get. We already have $784. I want more swing power though. I want to be able to knock those trees down in a hurry. Walk speed and sprint speed both also. Because it's getting to be a long ways. Alright, there seems to be a gap like in the mountains over here, so we're going to weasel our way in that way. And we still have such ridiculous throw capacity that we're able to do it way from back here. Okay, I just finally exceeded my throw distance, but look how far we are. Okay, right from here, listen how long it takes for that to land. There it is. We're still going to need to upgrade the capacity quite a lot though to make it to whatever's back there. I could probably actually get away without getting a lot of these upgrades if we just sort of work around them. But we'll probably still get them anyway. Getting to the end of day whatever, we've cut down 200 trees so far. That's good. Our throw distance is increasing even more, 33 to 45. I must find out what set the yellow light. I'm so deep into the forest that we've actually exceeded our tossing range now. Not by a great deal, but we are way in here. And this is really great now, thanks to all the trees. I don't know where the yellow light is anymore. I think it's roughly this way. The walking back and forth all the way in there is also starting to eat up quite a bit of time. We have to be close though. I am going to increase my carry capacity since we are beyond the end of our throw range. And surely a big green glowing light will show up once I get close to it, even through the trees. In fact, I think I see it just ahead of me. There's some kind of structure. And that's exactly the kind of reward I was hoping for. So we'll cut down the last few of these and we're going to go toss some logs before we explore that. And this is a light bulb. It's a fairy. Thanks, now I can finally stretch my wings and file a very strong worded complaint. Could I have some money? I feel dissatisfied with that result. I was hoping for a reward. I would also like a new type of trees. These ones are valuable, but they're getting hard to mine. I do think I just discovered a mushroom cave though. Still don't know what these do, but I've got to assume something eventually. Since I rescued your friend, can I have a reward? Thank you for helping my friends. I can still sense 5 in the forest. Yeah, I mean, they're probably at the glowing lights. And you know what? I'm willing to cut down an entire forest to get them. I'm going to sharpen my axe. I don't know if that means we cut down the trees quicker now. Okay, we're one-shotting the basic trees now, so that's actually huge. Unfortunately, those trees aren't worth a great deal of money. The next upgrade is 2,500, which isn't actually that bad. I was really hoping I was able to one-shot the tier 2 trees, but we're still taking them down pretty quick, so we'll still make good money quickly. By the end of the day, $772, more stamina. We're definitely starting to cut out large swaths of the forest, so it feels like we're getting somewhere. Even though the reality is we've cut down less than 300 of the 10,000 trees. Well, we better make that 11,000. Another day done, the wood is still flying in there, and we've got $1,200 to our name. So the next morning, I'm just heading back towards our tower thing we found, but I'm just going to cut the trees along the way to make the money and clear out the space. I think I was a beaver in a past life. I just see a tree and think, absolutely not. And I don't stop until every tree is gone. That's satisfying. In this direction, I'm officially at my limit of tossing. I can get these trees, but these should be the last of them. But we're taking a pretty good bite out of the forest. So we're going to increase our throw distance again. That's going to get us a lot more of those trees. Then walk speed is going up again. And then it's just right back to mining trees. Any more tips for me, sir? It's important to work out regularly if you wish to make any progress through the forest, do you think? I guess we can get more swing power. That's actually 25% more, and that's considerable. Surely hire a taxi to take me all the way to the job site. We are now able to one-shot these trees. Okay, that's going to be huge. Now we can just rampage through the forest. I just got an achievement. We've officially earned 10,000 coins in total. I just realized too, with our increased swing power, our stamina is a lot more efficient, because we only need to swing once to take down these trees. Basically what I'm trying to say is, look at all this money. Today I just want to cut down some of these really local tier 1 trees again, just so that I can sharpen my axe one more time. And now we actually have an axe-looking axe. And I'm going to bully some of these more local trees for a minute just for some easy money. My axes are officially 2 tiers ahead of the trees, so we can keep cutting forever if we want to. Annoyingly, I'm still going to need more throw distance. but we're making money at such a stupidly fast rate, it's really not a big deal. By the time I'm completely out of energy, we've mined our way all the way up to the reward tower. This morning I'm going to head in the opposite direction because I'm pretty sure I can find some pretty close tier 2 trees in this direction, so that's real quick easy money. While I didn't find tier 2 trees yet, I did find a bridge. The new trees are probably on this side. They sure are. Now the money frenzy begins. Even in this new direction, I'm actually getting just outside of my throw ability. There also appears to be some sort of hatch behind my cabin. I've never actually looked back here. But something else I found is even more throw distance. That's a big one, from 59 up to 75. That was also really expensive, but we got 2 more lights coming up. I think the blue one is probably closer, so we're going to head in that direction. I mean, because the last reward was so good. I did find another mushroom cave, and I'm still not really sure what these do. Maybe they're putting a little bit of energy back, actually. They might be restoring energy, or they might not be doing anything at all. There's a number at the bottom, so we are collecting them. Another day, another $2,500. Pretty sure I'm getting pretty close to the end of my current throw range, which I think is 75 meters, so it should be somewhere right here. Or I'm misunderstanding that entirely, and we're still good for a while. Okay, I did run out at about 80 meters, but we did find a new type of tree, so these are going to be a moneymaker. And luckily, they start just on the edge of my tossing range. Alright, so let's see. 3 hits to take one down, and they drop red leaves. I'm hoping that if I move close enough this way, I'll actually get close to base again. Not quite. That's okay. We can throw from over here as soon as we get into range, and that's got to be worth some money. So far, there was many hundreds of dollars just from that single load of these things, so this will be good. I think because of the extra swings we have to do to take down the trees, it's actually less efficient to harvest the tier 3 trees. Unless we take more swing power for 2,000, probably also a little more carry capacity. Max stamina as well, and then sprint endurance too. So today I've gone back to the other side where we can easily chop down tier 2s and throw them from here. This is just the fastest way to make money currently. So by the end of the day, $3,200 in the bank. Wasn't that long ago this was way deep in the woods, and now we've cleared the trees even past it. I think I just found the mushroomist of all the caves. Still really wish I knew what all of these did, other than entertain me because I'm a toddler. I've also found out the hard way that if you're out too late, you die. Which is why we're running back in as quickly as we can because it's getting dark. But what I can do again is increase our throw distance up to 103. So that should put us way out there. So I'm really hoping now with our increased axe power that we can cut these down fairly quickly, although they still take 3 hits. But we can't throw them directly in, so we're going to harvest these for the day. And we finally chopped down 1,000 trees, so we're 1/10 of the way there. It's probably also worth it at this point to buy a few e-drinks for only $50 because I assume they're going to make me much more than $50 in return. I'm actually starting to outrange myself with the tier 3 tree, so we're going back to some easy tier 2s. This will still be real quick easy money. And if I remember to actually drink my drinks, the energy actually goes up a lot. That's 50 easy dollars to spend. Might have spent too much time drinking energy drinks and not enough time finding my way home. Think I know the way back from here, but we're running short on time. Okay, I found the edge of the cabin and we passed out just outside. That doesn't really seem to have a negative effect. I found a mysterious stone covered in... not sure what that is. There was a special piece of wood, I think. Hopefully that was worth a lot of money. I come back to my base of operations pretty early because we have over $10,000 and that means an even better axe. The next one is $25,000, but look at this one. I'm also going to increase my walk speed because we got to go so far every day. I went running really far just trying to explore and I found an even mushroomier cave. This one seems like it has unlimited mushrooms. Again, I don't know what the point of these is, but I'm having fun touching them. So I'm hoping with the new axe, I was really hoping we'd be able to one-shot these. Clearly, we just need a little more swing power, and that's okay. We can still feast on these trees for a little bit. I'm starting to feel like walking speed might be the most important upgrade, but I'm definitely also going to increase swing power from 13 to 16, which means we can take these trees down in 2 hits at least, which is a big difference. This seemed like a pretty good day, and we wound up with about $5,000 in the end, which still doesn't seem like enough. I'm thinking maybe that pink light is actually the next closest one, so I'm going to do a little expedition today. We're just heading straight for that. And I've actually hit tier 3 trees like right beside base. I didn't realize these were here.
They're clearly here to keep me from the good stuff hiding behind them.
So what I did find was another bridge at about the 65 meter mark, which takes me right to more trees. Towards the end of this day, since I'm so close to home, I'm just going to knock down some of these tier 1 trees. They're not going to make me a lot of money, but they are annoying me, so they've got to go. And I think I actually found some sort of pipeline running somewhere. So that day put us back over $10,000, so I'm going to put 8,500 into swing power, but that's another 25% increase from where we were, and we're going to give ourselves some swing endurance. Now the moment of truth. Can we one-shot these? We can. Okay, now we're really gonna make some money. Upgrades are still gonna be ludicrously expensive, but I'm just gonna sit here and swing at the trees and we're just gonna make as much as we can every day. We've now cleared all the way to our new bridge and we got about $9,000 in the bank, which obviously still isn't nearly good enough, although it's getting pretty late in the day. We're getting a little bit far out again. So the next two upgrades I'm going to want are probably going to be throw distance and swing powers, so I'm maybe not actually going to get anything else. But on the bright side, the pink light seems like it's not super far away, so we're going to go this way until we're out of throw range and work our way back to clear out all of these beautiful old growth trees. On my way back in, we're up to about $17,000, maybe $18,000 by the time my wood lands. So we're making like $7,500 a day. I can't remember where I started this day, but roughly that much. We haven't even cut 2,000 trees. It's going to take a little while. I am going to increase my throw distance again. I feel like that's going to be more important, but that's a 50% increase. That's actually maxed, so that's a good sign. Now I just got to focus on trees that I could one-shot for maximum efficiency. And I can actually see the beacon thing right there in the trees, so we're just going to bust our way into there real quick. I guess we can harvest all these trees anyway, so this is still nice and efficient. There you go, Pink Fairy. Be free. Do whatever it is you do.
Would also give me rewards.
If they don't give me something, I'm going to put them back in their jars and throw them into a volcano. And I finally found the next tier of tree. These go down in 3 hits, but they're probably worth a lot. I could upgrade my axe before we're going to chew into those. And I think I might have found the special trees that I'm supposed to be chopping down ultimately. Not sure what those are, but I want that tree before we run in. Oh, it's going to be late by the time we're back. So those were some of the special trees I'm supposed to harvest, because we got 13 out of 1,000 of them now dead. The fairy's pretty impressed with me too. I can't believe you were helping them chop down the elder trees. You're just like the rest. It's not too late, but if you help chop them down, I will not forgive you. Okay, so we got 2 sides to this. The lumberjacks versus the fairies, so I need to decide which side I'm on. For now, I'm on the side of profit. I'm just going to chop down more of these and see what's next on our upgrade list. I feel like I'd make 10 times as much money if I didn't have to run so far. Another day down, we're up to $23,000. So I'm going to increase my swing power 20 to 25. That's another 25% increase. That's maxed. Aside from that, I want walk speed and probably also sprint endurance, believe it or not. I wish that more swing power also made you cut weaker trees faster. Oh, and we can actually cut down the next tier of trees in 1 hit. So this will be good money. This feels very satisfying now. I feel like these trees are also bunched very tightly together and dropping lots of pieces of wood. For now, I'm actually going to hold off on cutting down the special trees because once they're down, we can't put them back. We can always chop them down later if we decide to, but we should hear the fairies out. Basically, I'm going to be on the side of whoever rewards me better. I mean, they won't miss the 13 we already cut down. I got so caught up with the money trees that it's getting late. These trees are worth so much money. We can make like tens of thousands every day. And so the very next morning, we can sharpen our axe again to a level 6 axe, which is now maxed out razor sharp. It's a double axe, so I can hit myself when I'm on the backswing. So we can replace our stamina with energy drinks. We do want walk speed, I guess, and sprint endurance just so we can get back out there quicker. Speaking of which, we've already wasted like 10 minutes, so sleep again. We are actually noticeably quicker, both walking and sprinting. Now I feel like a true lumberjack wielding this big axe. I've been getting a little curious about what is like way far out here, and I think I've actually hit the farthest point and I'm turning back towards base again. Yup, it appears I just did a pretty big loop, but we made lots of money while doing it. Alright, we made another $24,000, so walk speed is definitely going up. Now we're moving nice and quick. So again, we need to find a way to some of these other lights. So we're going to head towards the blue one today. Since I've decided to hold off on the special trees, we're going to go rescue the fairies. I assume at the end they'll all combine together into some kind of transformer and destroy the world. But maybe not before I do that. I pretty clearly took the wrong path, so we gotta go all the way back home. Unless this cave can take me to where I'm going. I have no idea where I am. But I do appear to somehow be pretty close to the blue light, so we're just gonna run over in that direction and try and rescue that. Alright, great. Somehow this actually worked out. There you go, little fairy. Be free. Now, home is roughly in that direction, so we're gonna start going that way. Might have to cut around the grove of special trees to get there. Pretty sure I went entirely the wrong way. I decided to go past the cave because I thought it might be quicker and we're just getting farther away from home. So we're just going to chop wood into the dark until we pass out and die. But that's another fairy rescued. Walk speed, level 10. So we're going to have a little conversation with our fairy. Thank you for helping my friends. There's 3 in the forest. Yeah, no kidding. There's one there, one way out there, and then don't know where the, okay, they're all sort of in this direction. The problem is you almost have to clear the forest just to see where they are. Here's a clearing, so it's still that way. Found another bridge, and that's usually a good sign. We actually made it to this one fairly quickly. Wasn't that far out here. And we're just gonna go a little bit further into the woods because there's some valuable trees and we still want some upgrades. I am 200 meters. I've never been this far away from base and I found the Stargate. You can see my stack of logs actually, that's funny. Is there anything else here before I jump into that? So this might be the farthest point you can travel into the woods. So we'll jump in this and it'll presumably take us home. Yep, that's a lot faster. So we're going to increase our sprint stamina as well so we can spend more time running out there in the woods. First thing in the morning, we got to find the last ferry. There's a blue light way over there, the last 2 ferries. So there's a yellow one there. I think the blue one's actually, I got to go back to base and go the other direction. This one shouldn't be too hard to find now. Pretty sure I can just follow this wall for a ways and it'll take me more or less straight there. We are back into the more expensive trees again, so that's probably a good sign because I know this one's got to be way out here. I'm even beyond my throw range again at this point, so we're just going to carry logs around with us for a while. So at this point, we're actually getting closer to home again, so we might have missed our turn off. It's a little hard to tell where we are, obviously, but I'm pretty sure as long as I'm getting deeper into the woods, we're doing something right. Okay, we're now officially 230 meters, so this is now also the furthest we've ever been, but there's no Stargate here to take me home. Although there is, whatever this is. So that's something. I'm sure there's something notable about this that I've entirely missed. We'll just clear some of the trees around. I'm just trying to orient where this is in relative to some of the lights. Okay, so clearly today we need to try a different direction. We were close to yellow in the end, but not quite. Okay, at this point I'm legitimately going to cut a clearing every once in a while just so we can look up at the sky again and try and orient ourselves. It's very disorienting running around in here. Okay, so the blue one is still that way. The yellow might actually be that way. But we're starting to run out of time, so we're just going to go for this one. I also just ran into whatever this is randomly in the woods. Okay, I think we actually grabbed that. I have no idea what that was. I've run into an area that I have already cut somehow. I don't know how I just intersected another one of my areas. I did find the Stargate again, so we'll just use that to go home and we'll try it again tomorrow, hopefully finding what we're looking for. We'll take more sprint endurance just so we can get around there a lot quicker. Alright, so we got back to here pretty quickly. The blue light is right there. The yellow light I'm pretty sure is not far this way either, so we're going to look this way today. And it could be hard to tell, but there's actually like little just tentacles that I can follow through here. Like this one goes a completely different direction again. It might be what I need to follow, or it might be a dead end, or it might connect me back to somewhere I've already been. And it gets very confusing. Okay, the left route did take me to a cave, and I don't think I've been in this cave, so this might actually spit me out at where we need to be. That's maybe why I couldn't find it before, because you got to go through a cave to get there. Also found another, that thing that might be needed for that other thing I found, and I have no idea now where that was. I've been trying to leave the mushrooms on the walls of caves I haven't explored yet, so I know if I see mushrooms that I haven't explored it yet. But I've actually been as far as here, apparently, from the other direction. So once again, I am completely lost. Oh, but I accidentally found my way straight up to the yellow one. I have no idea where we are. But apparently that one wasn't far off where I'd already been before, so I might be missing these by like 10 meters. I was throwing the wood from so far away that it's just arriving this morning. Oh, and I can actually use a teleporter to warp back to the far side if I want. If I can remember where that actually left me, I'd be tempted to do it. Right now I can't even see the light for the last ferry. There it is. Okay, from here, the blue light is straight that way, so I'm going to try and just run more or less straight there, which is already not working great. I almost chopped down a special tree when I was just blindly running. I got to go around this grove of precious idiots. Okay, well, you know what? We got to go a little bit through these guys. I think the problem is the light might be on the other side of these, so we got to cut down a few to get there. I make no apologies. But that was maybe why I couldn't find it this whole time, because it was hiding where I wouldn't cut. Nope, wrong again. I just cut a path straight back into somewhere where I've already been, so we're going to cut a swath here to try and orient ourselves once again. So from this new spot, all I know is that the light is somewhere that way. I once again fell asleep, but while we're doing this, we're making lots of money, so we're just going to buy some upgrades because we can. I actually took the Stargate to try and approach the blue light from this side to see if it would make a difference. I really don't understand why I can't find this one. I feel like I've been every single side of it, and it just does not appear for me. Okay, so from here, the light is over there now to our right, which is where I went before because I slipped in behind all these, gently cutting a few down as I went. And then we can't get there. Like, I'm just circling it. Now we turn back and go this way towards it. Oh, wait. I did finally find it. Oh, last night I was running blind and I went to somewhere right here. Yeah, I was running in the dark and just ran right past it. But now we got it. Be free, my stupid fairy. They said something about a pact being restored. I don't know anything about that, but I want my reward now. That one was so stupidly hard to find. Okay, back at home. Gonna buy another upgrade for no reason. Sleep for the night. Wow. Those are really flying in there. But we need to check in with our fairy to see if we did good. I can't believe he really saved them all, even after knowing this would directly challenge the gnomes' control over the forest. I don't know who the good guys are, but I don't care. There are 3 boilers in the forest that, if destroyed, will overload this twisted factory they've created. I will go and unlock them for you, but I'm afraid after that we all have to leave. Just talk to me again when you're ready. Are you saying I need to go touch the boilers? I think I found one of them once. And I really have no idea now where those were. They were way out there at the back. I guess I do have paths probably to the back of every tentacle of this place. Also, in all my exploring, I never once found this cage. So hopefully someone gets to enjoy that soon. Okay, I found one of the boilers again. Don't remember if I'm supposed to do anything. Apparently I can't. So now I'm not really sure what I'm supposed to be doing. Maybe they said to talk to the fairy. Okay, I take it you're ready to betray the gnomes and put an end to the tyranny over the forest. Yes, absolutely. Stand back, I have enough power to break out of here. Then I'll unlock the boilers and we'll take our leave. You do whatever you want, eco-terrorist. I don't know how we can ever thank you, but you kept your word and perhaps after this they won't threaten any more forests. Yeah, clearly the gnomes are the problem to the forest, not the lumberjack who cut down 5,000 trees.
Okay, breaking the boiler will seal off access to the kiosk.
What's the kiosk? This guy seems mad. Is this your doing? Does it look like my doing? Those fairies are liars. Don't trust them. I don't trust anyone. Stick to your job and we'll get this all restored soon. But if you don't, you'll be in violation of your terms. I don't know what I'm supposed to be doing for either person. Like, am I supposed to touch the boilers now? I feel like the instructions are a little unclear for someone as dull as me. I was clicking all over this boiler and hit the backside, and that seems to have done it. Do I hit it more? Oh, that's weird. Do you like that? You want a little more? So now time is paused. The sky is full of lights, and I still have no idea where I am. I assume now I have to go back home. There appears to be drones scanning. I assume I don't want to touch that. Okay, are we done? What am I supposed to do now? So what happens if I go in the light? I go to jail. Oh, okay, so I wasn't wrong about me being the one that needs to go to jail. So now when I sleep, I wake up in jail again. Going into the guard probably wasn't the wisest idea because I might be stuck here forever. And that's pretty annoying because I was really hoping to cut down another 6,000 trees.